Hi, good morning. Today we're going to look at everything that sold yesterday in my eBay shop, and we'll get it packed up and figure out the shipping label situation and exactly how much money we made on each item and how much money we made total yesterday. It's about 6 items, and no, I think it's either 5 or 6. Um, anyway, we'll figure out exactly how much money we made for the entire day. So before we do that, I'm going to quickly add some statistics here to this tally board. I've been keeping track of how many sales I've been getting each day of the week to figure out if one day of the week is better than any other day of the week. So we had 6 orders on Tuesday. We'll add that, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 on Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, and 5 on Thursday, but I think it might be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to double check that real quick. And if it is 6, then I'll add the 6th item on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 6. So I'm missing something on my spreadsheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's look at these. I'm going to start from the newest to the oldest. There's a soccer jersey. These are all the items we're going to pick today and get packed. There's a soccer jersey, a backpack. I'm comparing the sales list on eBay to, oh, here it is. It's a silent setter. It's like a thing to put grommets into fabric, and I forgot to add that to my spreadsheet. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll come back and start picking the orders out of our inventory. So hold on for 1 second. Okay, I got everything put into the spreadsheet, and we're just about ready to pack everything. But let me quickly add that 6th item onto Thursday on this tally board. So 6 items. So still looks like maybe Sunday is the best day, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 30, 35, almost 40 on Thursdays. It's exactly the same on Sunday and Thursday. So today's Friday. It's the morning. I typically pack in the evenings so I can get stuff out on the porch for the carrier to pick up the next morning. But I don't work on Fridays, so I usually go to the post office myself Fridays. I might have to start working on Fridays again soon. I've been taking Fridays off for almost, I'd say, close to 2 years because I had a lot of vacation time that was going to disappear if I didn't use it at my day job. So I was able to just take off every Friday for a long time. But now that time when we're going to lose any extra vacation is, I think that ends on July 1st. So I'm already under the amount where I could lose those hours. There's no hours I'm going to lose, but I'm getting close enough to running out of those hours. So I think I maybe have a few more months where I'll be able to take off every Friday, and then I'll have to start working 5 full days a week again, which is going to be a problem for my eBay store because I'm used to working on Fridays. So working on my own stuff on Fridays. So okay, today is Friday. I was thinking today was Saturday. So last Saturday, I went to a few yard sales and picked up some stuff. I've been getting the drafts written and then photographing them here in my photo booth. So I've got all of this stuff that is drafts, that's written, that's ready to go. I got up early this morning. It's about 8:45 right now. I got up at about 6 this morning, and I've been just working on writing drafts. I probably got 20, I don't know, maybe 20 items that I've written up the drafts on eBay. that just need photos attached to them, and then they'll be ready to list. So I've been falling behind on my listing. I'm usually scheduling a lot of stuff, and I've been falling behind on that. It's been I haven't been putting in the effort. This is the first item from this, pulling it from this cube here. I haven't been putting in the effort to get things listed. I usually have stuff scheduled out for 2 to 3 weeks in advance, but lately I don't have that much. I think I need to get stuff listed today. I don't have anything scheduled for tonight, so I need to get stuff listed today. CL Wright 5A, so that should be right here. This is a pretty cool little mug. It looks kind of homemade. I would have assumed this was made like by a student or in a like a ceramics studio, but it's actually made by Urban Outfitters. Okay, LR crate is right here. This is a pair of shoes. Oh, I thought these were in a box. I guess not. Okay, H3 is right here behind us. All of these boxes have numbers and letters on them telling me where I have things stored. I already forgot what I'm looking for in here. I think it's this thing. Yeah, this is that grommet punch. Okay, what else? This backpack 5C. I don't even know what this means. 5CAB cabinet. So W2B is right over here. We'll get this last one, and then I'll try to remember where I put that backpack. 5CAB. Okay. This W2B. Here it is. This is something I've had for a long time, since November of 2023. It's a soccer jersey. Okay, I do have these cabinets in here. Is one of them number 5? No. Let's look at this a little closer. Okay, 5CAB4A, so it's going to be right here. I put a 5 in there by accident. It just must have been a typo. So it's this vintage denim backpack. It does have some stains on it. I hope I clearly documented those in the listing. Let's look at it real quick. Has some minor wear and a few spots on the denim, and then I took close-up pictures of it, so should be fine. I feel like I probably could get that off with a little plastic brush or something, toothbrush, but it's been described that way, so it should be fine. How am I going to fit this in a box? Well, I think it'll fit in here. This is kind of a weird box, but I think it'll fit in here. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so we're already getting going, getting the first item packaged. I was sometimes you just can't remember what day it is. I was thinking today was Saturday, and I was trying to get, since I went to that church sale last Saturday, they had they're having that sale every weekend for the next, well, they had it last weekend and then the next 2 weekends on Saturdays. They had a lot of like Bibles and Bible type books, religious studies books, and all the books they had there were marked as 50 cents a piece or 5 for $1. But it wasn't clear like which books were for sale and which books were just there because it's a church and they were just on the shelves there. So I asked about these books, like, will I be able to buy these? And they said, oh yeah, everything's for sale. So then I started putting stuff in a box, and then I just left them the box while I went to move my car a little closer to the door. And they said, I said, can you just add this all up while I'm gone? I'll be right back. And usually if I'm using old boxes, I'll tape over the previous tape that's there. This has already been through the mail once at least, so I don't necessarily trust it. Anyway, when I came back, they had added it all up, and I think they were like, maybe they were chatting while I was gone about maybe this guy will give us more money. So they said, well, these books are a little bit nicer. So they didn't want to sell them to me for 50 cents a piece, which I was fine with. I think I ended up paying like $1 or $2. By the time I added everything up and then figured out the average cost, I think it was about $1.50 per item I purchased there. But I was working on getting those drafts of those listings written up today so that I could know which of those books were better than others if I go back today. Or I was thinking I was going to go back today, but now I'm realizing it's not until tomorrow. This is a backpack. So now I know the ones that I bought, which ones are worth looking for more copies of, because they had a lot of copies of the same books, That's why they were willing to sell them to me. Okay, this backpack is a Mesa Ridge denim backpack. It's from the 90s. And I bought this at the Goodwill in February. It's towards the end of May now. Today is May 23rd. So I haven't had this for too long, just a few months. I only paid 50 cents for it. That doesn't seem likely. This might be where that spare 5 came from. I think I paid $5.50 for it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I put my location in the middle of the price that I paid. So in the custom SKU field on eBay, I always put the first thing in the list. I have a list of things that I add there. So the first thing is the location where I have it stored. So every place where I have stuff stored, I have numbers and letters, and then I can easily find stuff for the most part. Like this one was a little bit confusing because I put it in wrong, but I put the location where I have it stored, the amount of money that I paid for it, the location where I bought it from, in this case Goodwill, and the date that I purchased it. So February 17th, 2025. So I paid $5.50 for this, and I sold it for $37 plus shipping. So how much do you think this weighs? 1 pound 14. That's close to 2 pounds, and it is 18 by 6. 18 by 6 by 6. I'm gonna call it 7. 18 by 7 by 6, and it's going to a buyer whose initials are MT. So we'll print the labels up later and match up the name of the buyer to these initials to make sure the right label goes on the right box. Okay, this is a soccer jersey. It says, I don't know that much about soccer teams or anything, so this one says ERREA. So I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then it says RIJNJBURGSE. So something like Riensburg. I'm not even sure what country this is. RIJN. I don't know what language this is. Here's the brand name, ERREA. All this stuff is on here. ME. I don't know if this is a team or what it is. There's a little bit of damage on here where some of these letters are starting to peel off. So I definitely disclosed that in the listing. But I think I got this from a church sale too, actually. I've told this story before about a church sale where they do a buy a bag, fill a bag for $5. And I was there for several hours filling my bag, and then I set it down for a second while I was looking at some other stuff, and then somebody walked off with it. And eventually the organizers of the event, they took my phone number, and somebody realized that they had taken the wrong person's bag, so they brought it back, and I got all my stuff back. So I was pretty excited to get that stuff back. There's some of that stuff is still selling. This is a year later, or this is almost 2 years later. This sold for $19.99. But I have some of that stuff that I haven't even gotten listed yet from all those years ago. I'm just gonna put this in a used bubble mailer. I think most people selling clothes use those poly bags, and I do have some down here in this crate. These are used ones from Amazon that I got a whole bunch of. I don't really like using them. I prefer using these bubble mailers if I can. They just feel a little more secure. If they are, I'm not sure if they are, but it feels like they are. So anyway, I only paid $5 for that bag. So the first thing that I listed out of all that stuff that I got. I mean, this was a big bag, like a 30-gallon, like a contractor size bag, garbage bag. The first thing I sold out of there, I put a $5 cost of goods on it, and then everything else that I listed or sold out of there just had a $0 cost of goods. So essentially, I paid nothing for this jersey, and I sold it for $19.99. It did take a long time, but it's gone now. That's 10 ounces. And this bag is 11 by 10 by 2-ish. And it's going to DA. This is going to Florida. So I don't know if the markings on here feel more like the Netherlands or Denmark or something in that part of the world more than like South America. I'm thinking of the places where soccer is popular. So I don't know exactly where that jersey is from or where that team is from, but it's going to Florida. Okay, this is the one that I had missed this morning. Provo Craft Silent Setter. It's an eyelet setter. So like you use it to punch holes in fabric and then set these little grommets, like these eyelets, with a hammer. I got this. I think I have a good box for this right here. I should turn the lights on out here so I can see what I'm doing. I got this. There's a store. It's called Village Discount. I used to think it was associated with Savers and Unique and Value Village. I think those three are all the same company. I thought Village Discount was associated with that too, but I think I was mistaken. I don't think that's the case. There's quite a few of these Village Discount stores in the Chicago area where I live, but there aren't that many that are conveniently located for me. And sometimes I do stop in them when I'm out doing something else and I see one, and I'll go in and check it out. But those stores are usually pretty chaotic. The inventory all over the place, and I don't know. It's not my favorite store. But I did go into one. When was this? This was in March, the end of March 30th, just a couple of months ago. I went into this store and I didn't really find much to buy. I think I had three items. I found three things, and they always have sales at those stores, like the color of the week or whatever. This stuff is 50% off. But I think they had three colors that were 50% off, and I don't think any of the stuff I picked up was that color. I got this, and I got some handheld electronic games, some older games like that. And I think they were all marked like $3.99, something around that amount. And then when I went to the cash register to check out, the cashier just said $1. So I gave her $1 and I went home. So I don't know if she just liked the look of me and wanted to give me a discount, or if there was some secret sale going on that I didn't know about. But anyway, I got this for 33 cents and I sold it for $24.99. I'll call it eyelet. 1 pound, 1 ounce. Oh, I wish it was a little bit lighter. This box is 10 by 7 by 3. And it's going to LA in Michigan. Los Angeles, Michigan. Huh. No. Okay, shoes. These are some nice shoes. They're actually my size, and I bought them thinking I would just keep them for myself. It's a little bit dusty on the laces. I thought I would either sell these or keep them for myself. And I put them on, walked around the house for 15 or 20 minutes and decided that they weren't for me. I didn't really like them that much. I didn't like the tub of poly bags I was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and put each of these shoes in one of these bags before I put it in a box. So these are used bags. I have gotten a lot of used materials from a not-for-profit organization in the Chicago area that's called EcoShip, and they collect people's used shipping materials and then give them away to anybody who needs shipping materials, I guess. So they just started actually selling some of the materials, so I actually don't feel bad about that. I feel a little better about paying for stuff than just getting it for free. So they were based out of a storage unit, just a standard storage unit place, and they recently moved into an actual storefront, and so now they're getting some materials and they're selling them, but they still sell stuff for way cheaper, like boxes. The kind of boxes I might pay $1 for from a shipping supply company, they sell for like $6 for $1. I haven't really been in the store. Everything in Chicago is so much stuff in Chicago is far away. You think it's only like 6 miles. How far could it be? But how long could it take you to get there? But then you look at the Google Maps and it's like a 35 or 45 minute drive. So I've been waiting till I really, really need some packing materials. And they also have pretty limited hours. I think they're only open a few hours, 3 days a week. So I think on Saturdays they're open. So one of these Saturdays, I'm going to take a trip over there and talk to them about what they have available. Yeah, they're nice. There's one woman who runs it. I think that she told me that her boyfriend or her husband was a reseller, and that's how they started on this business. They were just trying to get free shipping materials for his eBay store or whatever. And eventually they were getting more stuff than they could handle. So they started this not-for-profit to give things away to other people. I don't know, this box might be too small. Seems about like shoebox size, but those are large shoes. They're size 14. So they're Adidas, Campus, Adidas, O Campus double O's, men's size 13. I thought they were 14, but they're 13. I usually wear a 13 or a 14 depending on the brand. So I got these from, there's a small independent thrift store near me. It's associated with a retirement home. I usually go there on Thursdays on my lunch break from my work, my real job. And I almost always find something good there. So I don't know if they have a clientele that brings them decent donations. So these shoes seem like they're totally brand new. I did pay up for them a little bit. I paid $15. I thought that since I was considering wearing them myself, $15 was not an exorbitant price. I was willing to pay that. And I knew I would be able to sell them for more than that if I decided not to keep them. So I sold them. I might have been able to get a little bit more, but I've been getting in the habit of putting slightly lower prices than my gut tells me to. You know, I do a lot of research to figure out how much stuff is worth and how much I should sell it for. And I usually have a hard time not marking things at the top of the market or the middle of the market anyway. But lately I've been trying to price things a little lower to make them move quicker because sales have been pretty slow for the last, this entire month. Today I have these 6 sales, so this is like a pretty strong day for the month of May. I've been used to shipping like, I don't need any more tape. I've been shipping like 5 to 10 packages every day. So 6 is right in the middle, like what I'm kind of used to. But some of these things are some of the stuff that I'm going to pack up next, like the next thing I'm going to pack for sure, are pretty low value items. So it's not going to be an incredible day. I think I'm probably going to end up just under $100 by the time all is said and done. We'll find out in a few minutes. 3 pounds, 1 ounce. I need to get 1 ounce out of here. This is going to be so much cheaper if it's 3 pounds instead of 3 pounds and 1 ounce. I think it'll probably be like $3 cheaper. So I'm going to pull some of that paper I put in here out and see if that. I'm trying to cut this at an angle so I don't accidentally cut the shoes. I don't need all this paper. I just put it in there to be a good shipper. Okay, it's down to 3 pounds. Good. I'll use this on an upcoming package. Okay. The USPS breakpoint where prices change is right at the pound. So it's like anything from 2 pounds 1 ounce to 3 pounds is going to be the same price. And then once you go to 3 pounds 1 ounce, then it's going to jump up in price. And the heavier the stuff gets, the bigger that jump is. So I'm not sure exactly how much these are going to cost, but it's definitely going to be cheaper having it be 3 pounds instead of 3 pounds 1 ounce. Okay, 14 inches by 9. I don't typically, once I have something packed, I don't typically take it apart to try to save money, but when it's so close like that, only 1 ounce, and I could tell by the scale that it was right on the edge of 3 and 3.1. These are going to New York, DWP department. DWP. What's that stand for? Department Works Project. Okay, this is the one. I only sold this for $9. Sorry, I had the camera pointed up. I only sold for $9. It's a little scratch, like touch-up paint for a car, Chrysler vehicles. This is called Cranberry Pearl for Chrysler. So these things don't sell for a huge amount of money, but they do usually sell pretty quickly. I pick them up if I see them. And they're surprisingly common. They're not that hard to find. I have some smaller boxes upstairs that I just brought in from work. I probably should have brought one down here, but I don't really feel like it. You know what? I don't want to use this brand new box for Only $9. I'm just gonna do a little cardboard wrap around this and then put it in an envelope. This will be perfectly fine. This isn't my favorite way to pack things. I usually don't like to pack stuff differently just because of the cost, the value. But in this case, I can't spend money on a brand new box. I'm probably going to make like $5 on this. If I sold it for $9 after fees and everything, it's going to be pretty cheap. So the actual profit is going to be pretty low. So we'll put it in an envelope. It'll be a little bit lighter, and I won't have to pay for new materials. And I don't have any used packing boxes that are appropriately sized for that right down here right now. Okay, so all this morning I was thinking I need to get my packing done so I can get to that sale when it opens at 9. I was thinking it was Saturday the whole morning, but now I'll be able to just take this stuff to the post office and then come home and just list all day. We're taking a little vacation for a couple of days here on Saturday and Sunday, maybe on Monday too. So I want to get as much work done today as I can, because I'm just going to write paint on here and I'll remember what it means. I'm not going to be able to do much listing or anything this weekend, so I need to get as much done today as I can. Like I said, I've been slacking off on it a little bit. 8 by 5 by 3. This is going to EL. I need some touch-up paint for my own car. Okay, then the final thing. I'm trying to decide here. So the buyer who purchased this coffee mug, see, it has like a little snail inside. When you drink it, the snail becomes exposed beneath the coffee or whatever's in here. It says UO Home, and that's for Urban Outfitters. So I didn't realize that until I looked this up. So that paint, I only paid $1 for it. I sold it for $9. That's been in the inventory since February, so not too old. This guy I bought, this isn't an oldie either, February 8th, 2025. I bought this at the Salvation Army store for, it's $3.90 in my notes, but there's no way I would have paid $4 for this. So it's probably was a situation where I bought 10 items and then I just averaged out the cost of goods for the number of items I bought. Anyway, the buyer, in the buyer's note, it says, this is for a birthday present. I'm shipping this to my friend, so please don't put a receipt inside of it. Now that could mean it's a drop shipper. That's a common statement when things get drop shipped. They'll say, don't include any mention of eBay, don't include any receipts. That doesn't happen that often for me. Maybe like 6 times a year I'll get one of those messages that says, please make sure this item is very clean and do not include any receipts or anything. But this one I have a feeling it actually is a birthday present. So I'm thinking about putting it in this box and just for fun, wrapping it in wrapping paper and then putting it in another box to finally ship it. So I'm not convinced this is actually going to a birthday person, but I think it probably is. So it won't take very long to wrap it in paper. And I have a roll of wrapping paper sitting here for some reason. I'm not going to put I was thinking about putting a happy birthday, message, but I'm not going to do that just in case it's not really a birthday present. But I got this paper right here. It's not really, it's not holiday specific or birthday specific or anything like that. So I think it'd be kind of fun to wrap it. I was actually just thinking about throwing this wrapping paper away. I saw it here behind that radiator a couple of weeks ago. I obviously put it there, but there's no reason for it to be there. I probably wrapped some Christmas presents or birthday presents or something here at one time and then just left the paper. But I was thinking about throwing it away. I was like, what do I need this paper for? I'm probably not going to use it again. But here I am using it, so good thing I didn't throw it away. Okay. I'm not the world's best wrapper. I left my Scotch tape in the other room. Somewhere right here. I can't remember why I had that in there, but I was using it for something. So I'm gonna just tape it to the box. I used to be fascinated with wrapping presents when I was young. My neighbor, I had a older couple who lived across the street from us when I was growing up. They were it was like my home away from home. I spent a lot of time hanging out with them, even until I was grown. Jeannie and Francie. And Jeannie was an incredible wrapper. She could wrap the whole thing up and not use any tape. She had a whole system for doing it without using tape. And then if she ever did use tape, just like one single little piece of tape at the very end. And I thought it was so cool that she could do that. I mean, that's when I was a little child, I was really lucky to have those people in my life. Okay, we're almost done. So like I said, I'm not the greatest at wrapping, but I hope this will make somebody happy. So we'll see if it does. So it's only $24, $24.99. If I paid, what did I say? $3.90 for it. It's not a huge profit, This isn't a big seller. But this is one that's going to make me feel like I did something nice for somebody, so it's good. Hopefully it is a real birthday situation. Otherwise somebody's going to get this and wonder why it's wrapped like that. Okay, this is a good box. You know what, I might actually, I don't want to use that much paper to fill this entire box, so I'm going to lower this a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay, cut that corner. This is a pretty easy way to resize boxes. This box resizer I bought off eBay. I think I probably paid $15 for it or something like that. They make, this was like a 3D printed situation. So you can probably find that exact one on eBay pretty easily just by searching for box resizer. But the one I actually want is like made out of aluminum. Maybe one day I'll just treat myself and buy it. But I really don't need, I can't justify buying it when I have one that works perfectly fine. Sometimes on these videos, when they do auto transcribing, the editing software does transcribing, and also so does YouTube. And when I pull that paper out and crinkle it up, it thinks it'll put in parentheses, it tells you everything that I'm saying, and then we'll put in parentheses applause. So it thinks that sound of the paper crinkling is an audience clapping for me. Okay, good. That feels good. Somebody commented on the video telling me if I resize something and the box and the lids, the two flaps overlap, that I should cut it down the middle. But I don't want to spend my time doing that. That takes extra time. Also, this box now has multiple layers on top of it. It's going to be stronger on the top than it would have been before. That's a mug. 1 pound 13, so that's 2 pounds. This box should be 9 by 9, and then this way is going to be 7. Yeah, he also told me not to waste my time putting these blank labels over the top of old labels. Like I'll put them over barcodes and labels and stuff. That I should get out a heat gun and heat all the labels and then remove them, which would take, I'm trying to not spend my entire life packing. So thanks for the advice, but both of those pieces of advice are stupid. So I get these labels like for free, like literally for free. So I got these for free. They don't work in my label printer. They're the wrong size. So why wouldn't I use them? It takes literally a second to cover that up. So if you see me packing something and you don't like the way I do it, and you have an idea that will make my life better and easier, I'm happy to hear it. But please keep it civil. Be nice to me. I'm just a guy working. This is the second person they tell you not to ban any viewers from your YouTube channel, commenters, but my psyche can't handle people criticizing me that much. So I'm just a person who's trying to do a job. I'm not telling you that I know exactly what I'm doing or I know exactly the right way to do it. In fact, most of the time, what I'm talking about is that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing the best I can. So I'm not here to offer, I guess I do offer advice, but I'm not telling you this is the 100% perfect way to do anything. Okay, I'm going to, now that I have all this, all these things weighed and measured, I'm going to enter that information into the eBay bulk label purchasing page and get labels printed, and then I'll come back and we'll go over the financials. I'll tell you exactly how much each of these items earned and then how much money we earned for the entire day yesterday. So far, no sales today, so it's I guess it's still only 9 o'clock in the morning, but okay, I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Show off your new haircut. Here, Pineapple's here. He came to say hi. He wants to show off his new haircut. Come here, bud. Come here. Sit on the floor. Come here, Pineapple. Come here. So yeah, Jessica took him out in the yard last weekend. His hair was getting really, really long, and then it's coming on to summertime, so he got a little haircut. Pineapple, look here at the camera. Look. I did a little bit of it. I helped her with a little bit of it. She did most of it. We were taking him to a groomer. Pineapple. We took him to a groomer. I took him to a groomer 2 or 3 times, and is like shockingly expensive. I think I paid like $150 for the haircut plus a tip. Why is your tail down? Are you scared of something? Are you scared of something? What's the matter, buddy? So, yeah, I paid like $150 plus a tip. And then the last time I went, I couldn't get any appointments at the place where I usually go, so I had to go to a different branch, and it was kind of far away. It was about a 45-minute drive to get there. So I had an appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning. I got there, and they said they would get to him as soon as they could, and they would call me when he was done. So I figured I might as well go. You know, I don't want to drive 45 minutes to go home and then come back to pick him up. So I found some thrift stores and did some inventory sourcing for a couple of hours, and then I called back. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 hours I was out shopping. So then I called them and said, what's going on? And they said, oh yeah, he's not ready yet. It probably won't be until 5. So this is from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. That's a full working day, you know? So I just continued to do shopping, got lunch or whatever. I went back to the location at 5, and they saw me come in, and they said, oh yeah, he's still not ready. We had so many walk-ins today, we were too busy. I was like, what, walk-ins? What are you talking about? I had a 9 o'clock appointment. Why are you taking walk-ins? So they knew I was there. They hadn't even started on him. I think they gave him a bath, and then they put him in a cage or whatever while they were taking care of all these walk-ins. So I was waiting. They cut his hair quickly. It took like maybe 30 minutes. And then when I got him home, I was just seeing all these like loose, long hairs flying out all over the place. So I basically, at that point, I was like, I can't pay somebody $150 to spend 9 hours to keep my dog in a cage for 9 hours and then do a bad job. So I bought some clippers, you know, actual ones that say dog clippers. I don't think they're any different than people ones. So yeah, Jessica was using them to cut his hair, and she thought that they were too loud. I don't think he was probably really bothered by it, but she thought he was. So then she just started using my clippers. So now he and I just share the same clippers, which I guess like part of me should feel like, oh, I don't really want to cut my hair with the same clippers the dog hair got cut with. But in the end, I really don't care. I'll just cut my hair with them anyway. I don't care. Okay, let's print these labels. I could hear him barking up there. He usually doesn't come down here to find me unless he's feeling anxious, but he seems fine. There's nothing going on. There's no storms or anything. Pineapple, jump. Come here, buddy. Come here. Show off how you can jump. Jump, jump, jump. Okay. Jump, here. Jump. Pineapple, jump. Here, jump. Good boy, good boy. So yeah, he can jump high. I think he's trying to get me to pick him up. Okay, here's all these labels. And you know what? I'm going to save these. I'm going to put these on off camera. I'm just going to tell you how much profit we made on everything. I didn't anticipate spending 10 minutes playing with a dog. Okay, so the Urban Outfitters snail mug, that was a birthday present. I paid $3.90 for it, sold it for $23.99. I charged $7.53 shipping, and it cost me $6.53 shipping. There was a $4.26 eBay fee, and then a 71-cent promotional fee. That's 2.1%. That's what I put on most of my items. So in the end, I only made $16.12, which just seems lower than it should be, but whatever, that's fine. I did someone a favor for $16. Okay, then the little Scratch Fix paint pen, I earned $6.07. The grommet eyelet setting tool, $20.69. Those shoes, $36.18. So I had a pretty high cost of goods, $15. I sold them for $59.99, but I paid $15 for them, so that's down to $36.18. Then the backpack, $25.44 profit, and the soccer jersey, $20.23 profit. So total profit for today, for yesterday, today's profit so far is zero, but yesterday's profit is $124.73. So we need to have days at least this good for the rest of the month in order to meet the profit that we made in last May was $2,240, and right now we're only at about $1,600 for this year. So we need to earn another $629 this month to at least match what we made last year. I've been trying, like every month so far has been well over profit wise what we made last year, but this month is probably, it doesn't seem like it's going to make it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's June. What's the day? 23rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 days left, and we need to make $629. So yeah, we need to make $100 a day, basically, at least. Okay, let's go back to this. So far this month, the average profit per day is about $77. So if that number is under 100, then we're doing bad. So this month has been bad. The average sale profit for each individual sale is about $18.31. So I'm going to get these labels put on. I'm going to run over to the post office. It's only 9:30. It's probably too early to get lunch and too late to eat breakfast. I've been up for 3 hours. Anyway, I'm going to take these to the post office, and then we'll see what kind of sales come in today. Hopefully $100 worth of sales or more. Otherwise, we're going to have a disappointing month. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon. Bye.